Field Marshal Bernard Law Montgomery, known to friend and foe alike as Monty, was Britain's most iconic and controversial general of the Second World War. Worshipped by his men, loathed by some allies, and feared by his enemies, Monty's leadership helped turn the tide against the Axis powers. This is the story of the general who faced Rommel in the desert, clashed with Eisenhower over Normandy, and forced the German surrender in the north, all while leaving a legacy that still stirs debate. Montgomery was born in 1887 in Kennington, London, into a strict Anglican family. His father, an Anglican bishop, moved the family to Tasmania when Monty was just 2. His early life was austere and joyless, traits that would later define his personality. Educated at Sandhurst, Monty graduated in 1908 and served in India, and then on the Western Front during the First World War, where he was seriously wounded at Ypres. The brutality of trench warfare shaped him profoundly. He emerged from World War I convinced that future wars would be won not by blind courage, but by preparation, morale, and leadership. During the interwar years, Montgomery became a dedicated reformer within the British Army. He emphasized training, discipline, and innovative tactics, often irritating more traditional officers. Despite his talent, he was slow to rise in rank, partly due to his abrasive manner and outspoken nature. But by 1939, with war looming once again, Monty was ready. In 1942, the British 8th Army in North Africa was reeling. The Afrika Korps, led by Erwin Rommel, had advanced deep into Egypt. Churchill made a bold decision. He sacked General Auchinleck and eventually appointed Montgomery. Monty immediately reorganized the army. He was a master motivator, emphasizing clear objectives, detailed planning, and a strict chain of command. He told his men, "We will stand and fight here. If we can't stay here alive, then let us stay here dead." His plan culminated in the Second Battle of El Alamein in October 1942, a carefully staged assault involving 200,000 Allied troops. Montgomery used deception, feints, and sheer firepower to break through the Axis line. Rommel, absent due to illness at the start of the battle, returned too late to prevent a retreat. Churchill proclaimed, "It might almost be said that before Alamein, we never had a victory, and after Alamein, we never had a defeat." Monty pursued Rommel across Libya, capturing Tripoli in January 1943. North Africa was finally in Allied hands by May. Next came Operation Husky, the invasion of Sicily. Montgomery led the British 8th Army alongside Patton's US 7th Army, and the sparks flew. Monty's slower, methodical approach clashed with Patton's aggressive style. Despite tensions, the Allies captured Sicily in just over a month, though many Germans escaped to mainland Italy. In southern Italy, Monty again clashed with British commanders over pace and objectives. But his eye was now fixed firmly on the main event, the liberation of Western Europe. In 1944, Montgomery was appointed commander of all Allied ground forces for Operation Overlord, the Normandy landings. He was responsible for uniting British, Canadian, and American armies in a single coordinated plan. Monty's strategy was to secure a wide beachhead, capture Caen, and then allow the US forces to swing south and encircle the Germans. The landings on June 6, 1944 were successful, but progress inland was slower than expected. The Battle of Caen dragged on for over a month. Monty faced criticism from American generals who accused him of being too cautious and misleading in his reports to Eisenhower. But his attritional strategy worked. German panzer divisions were drawn into prolonged urban combat around Caen, allowing General Patton to break out in the west with Operation Cobra. Montgomery's slow grind cost lives, but helped destroy German defences and set up the Allied sweep across France. Montgomery's greatest gamble came in September 1944. Operation Market Garden, a daring plan to use airborne troops to seize key bridges in the Netherlands and drive straight into the Ruhr. British and American paratroopers landed successfully, but the final objective, Arnhem Bridge, was too far. The British 1st Airborne Division was surrounded and suffered over 8,000 casualties. Monty claimed 90% success, but many saw it as a strategic failure that extended the war by months. Eisenhower was furious, yet still respected Montgomery's operational skill. In March 1945, Montgomery launched Operation Plunder, crossing the Rhine with over 1 million men. His 21st Army Group captured key cities like Bremen, Hamburg, and reached the Baltic Sea ahead of the Soviets. On May 4, 1945, at Lüneburg Heath, German forces in the north, nearly 1 million men, formally surrendered to Montgomery. Days later, Nazi Germany capitulated. Montgomery's post-war career included serving as Chief of the Imperial General Staff and NATO Deputy Supreme Commander. He died in 1976 at age 88, remembered with full honours. Loved by his soldiers, loathed by some peers, Montgomery was never modest, but never defeated when it counted. A tactical conservative but a strategic winner, Monty's legacy is this: a commander who fought not for glory, but for victory, and won. If you have enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe for more analysis of the key figures of the Second World War.